You don't what to the McDonald's? That's absolutely terrible. How could you do such a... No, I did not say that. I said no such thing.
I love automating stuff. I also love challenging myself, to a certain extent. Anything past that, I just kind of get annoyed. Talking about you, heat transfer. So I thought, why not try automating my blinds? I could just buy some blind control. I could just make some blind. First step is taking apart the blinds and learning what makes them tick, or whatever noise blinds make. This is essentially just a gearbox which turns this hexagonal shaft here. Now, if I can pop this thing out, oh, I think I can get this piece out. Oh, hey. And that's it? That's the entire mechanism? Wow. Wow. Okay, so right now I'm thinking that I need to shape that I can use this piece if I need to, just maybe try and get this out or attach a motor right here. And then it can spin this to get the gearing ratio, because it's just a little worm gear. But what would be even easier, and hopefully would work, is if I could get a high enough torque stepper motor to fit inside of there. Because that would be so easy to just have all the electronics right inside of it. Because if I want to use this thing, then the motor's most likely going to stick out of the bottom, so you'll be able to see it. I'll do some thinking. I'll do some thinking on it. Bust out the old calipers. This is the part of the video where I usually explain the code, but it's a lot. A good chunk of the code is establishing a web server on the ESP32. Just like it sounds, it creates a web server that I can connect to via Wi-Fi with other devices. And on that web server, I can have different buttons which make the ESP32 perform different functions. It took me a very long time, and I used probably a dozen different sources, the most significant of which I'll put in the description below along with my own code. For now, I'm just going to wait for all the parts to be finished in the 3D printer, and once they're all out in front of me, I can better explain what the code is doing. This is what defeat looks like. I just got back from a weekend at the parents. I told myself that I needed a little bit of a break. I've tried everything to get this to work with the little motors, but I just don't think they're powerful enough. I've tried making my own gears. That was a little rough. I tried putting 2 motors on one set of blinds to see if together they were powerful enough. I've wasted a good 2 solid days trying to get this to work off these little motors, but I'm just gonna bite the bullet and get the proper ones to make it actually function. I even made these cool little motor mounts, as well as these couplings that make the connection from the motor to the drive shaft, all for nothing. What I'm going to do now is something that I hate doing, but I'm gonna kind of Frankenstein from my previous project, a couple of the boards from there, to drive another motor that I have and see if it works that way. If it does work with those driver boards and the type of setup that I'm going for, then I'll order more of them so I can keep my shirt folding machine working and I can have controllable blinds. And now I just need to clean up everything. And I think that one of the worst parts about having this whole project going on is that I don't have blinds on my window and people can just look in and see me, and it's really awkward. So I've just established that the stronger motors from my last project will work on this. 2 solid days. Well, I hope you're ready for this ride. So, what have I done? I've cleaned up, soldered on the wires to the motor, made sure that that works just fine. I've grouped together some of the power connections for both the ESP32 board and the motor driver board, and along with that I made some discoveries. So my goal with this is to make it run off of a rechargeable battery that's going to be powered by solar, so a little solar cell that's going to charge up the battery. In order for that to work, I need it to be as efficient as possible, not be trickling and sucking off any energy just sitting there. If I was to be running these motors just off of the ESP32 similar to an Arduino, it would be sucking minimal power until I gave it a signal, and then it would peak its power just to drive the motors. But since that didn't work out, I need to be using a motor driver board. This driver board uses quite a bit of energy just sitting there. I say a lot of energy, but that's all relative because I'm talking milliamps here. At idle, the ESP32 board, since it's connected to Wi-Fi, consumes 0.04 amps, or 40 milliamps, according to my power supply. When I have the whole system plugged in and turned on at idle, it consumes 0.23 amps, or 230 milliamps. Now going from 40 milliamps of discharge to 230 milliamps of discharge just at idle sitting there, that's not very good. And of course the power peaks when I turn the motor and it runs into a sort of resistance, or that's a whole deal. So the thing for me to figure out was how to turn off the driver board until I actually need it. I thought long and hard about my mechatronics class and remembered these little things called transistors or MOSFETs, or all I know is that I have a little baggie full of them in my garage, and to put it in simple terms, it's like a switch or relay that consumes next to no power and adds little resistance to your entire circuit. I got that switch to be connected in between my power supply negative and the negative on the driver board. Then of course I can just use another data pin on my ESP32 to tell the switch to flip on and off, which is exactly what I did. I went into my code and defined data pin number 5 as my signal pin. So to run through exactly what happens from button press to motor turning, I'll explain it right now. First thing, I press the button to turn clockwise or counterclockwise. So say I click the clockwise signal. The ESP32 receives it and then sends a signal to this board to turn on. I added a 15 millisecond delay just for the thing to wake up, get its morning coffee. After the driver board's 3 S's, the shower, shave, and the code continues, where the ESP32 sends another signal to the driver board to turn the motor, which direction, and also how long. Tapping the button on my phone again turns all the signals off, so driver board goes off, and ESP32 is left on just sipping a little bit. And that is an 82.6% power savings. I'm genuinely proud of myself. There's of course going to be a little bit more power draw during operation just because the motor's got to go through the transistor, but we're not going to worry about that. Now again, I'm going to do some soldering to clean everything up, fit it back into the blinds, put it on my window, and we'll see how it goes. Oh wait, I haven't done the battery yet. Okay, well I'm still going to solder stuff and make it look clean while I make the battery too. For the battery pack, I'm going to be using these little EBL batteries. They were given to me in another video. The company reached out and was like, yo, you want these? And I said, alright. I don't know the first thing about making a battery pack, but it's beautiful. And it outputs 5.3 volts. Well, I did it. This thing is running completely off of just this battery right now. I put connectors right here if I ever need to remove the battery, as well as I left these parts exposed because that's going to be where the solar panel is going to clip on. Now I just need to pack this up, put it in there, screw on the terminals for the motor, and I'm almost done. Oh, just to show that it works. Yeah. Okay, and now the test. You can see there's no wires going up to the control, and there's a little red light. That's the ESP32 right there. And I have the camera set to where when the blinds open, you can't see outside because I don't trust people. Here is my phone. The web server is still up. Now let's go one direction. Yes! And the other. Oh! That is so sick! Yeah! Okay, I don't want to use up the battery. Well, mission That's so cool. Well, mission accomplished. I got it working. Now I guess the only test is to just make sure that the solar panel is enough to keep it charged. Well, dang, if those batteries really are 2800 milliamps, which then I should be getting close to 70 hours of standby time. Well, dang. Okay, so yeah, I'm really stoked that it works, and that's so cool. So for now, this might be the end of the video. I don't know, I'll figure out later once I see how the charging goes. So, see y'all. Well, you hate to see it, but this is day 12, and I think the battery gave out. It just didn't have quite enough oomph to turn the shades. I checked the voltage, and it's at 4.3 something volts, so not too bad. I think what caused it was I just wanted to show off the blinds to a bunch of people, and it was just fun to open and close them, so it made them die. But yeah, I guess after a couple weeks, the batteries either need to be charged or I just need to use it less. I could get a different size solar panel. Something. There's definitely room for improvement, but I'd say not too bad for my first attempt. And with that, thanks for watching, and I will see y'all next time.